Howdy, folks. Got another way of talking about this I want to start out with right off the gate. Um, People act, right? And that's like the worst thing ever because it just confuses the hell out of everyone. And, you're on a good roll, and then they act, and then they like, what? And they like trip you up, and then they pull out something out of the hat like, well, that's just the way it is. That's just the way the world works. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but people know acting isn't good, but they're afraid to let their ego down without giving something back that's not good. I want everything to be good, right? Sorry, this is getting kind of confusing, but whenever there's the Majoran paradigm overhead, and you're a steady heart or a paradigmer and you're proclaiming the Majoran paradigm, the fact that all things can be good, have a good intention, and then someone says like that's just the way it is. You're like, no, well, there is this thing we can follow that doesn't have to do with God, doesn't have to do with anything but the light that we see. It's not a person that we imagine on the other side. It's just what we receive. Um, and following that to good intention, we just have to follow that Majoran paradigm, that route, and have that as the foundation of our standard of good. Because if someone says that's just the way it is, you can say, well, why don't we all get behind this thing that is good? Like literally get behind it and look through it. Look through the lens of goodness, the standard of goodness. Um, I think that's really all I got for today. I can't think of anything else. That's a pretty good understanding if I do say so myself. Um, which I do. That's just a saying my dad would always say. If I do say so myself, that's pretty good if I do say so myself. Um, anyway, um, people like to look through the lens of a lot of things like Black Lives Matter, different political parties, sexual, beliefs, like, is trans right or wrong? Is this right or wrong? Blah, 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 blah. Whenever this is the Majoran paradigm, I'm doing this because it's at the outside of it's in my peripheral vision. I'm not always looking at like Majoran paradigm, Majoran paradigm. Like you have to look at the Majoran paradigm. No, we're always looking at the Majoran paradigm through the Majoran paradigm. People like to look at topics other than the Majoran paradigm, like say sexual things, beliefs, and say no, this is right, this is right, this is right. You have to do this, you have to do this, and they're looking at things that may not be in your focus. The Majoran paradigm can be in your focus and in your peripheral at the same time because it's always there. It's always the light. Um, yeah, so there's nothing wrong with anyone defending those things or spreading their beliefs about them. But um, there's a lot of hard feelings, I think, in the water lot of yelling and I don't really think I need to explain it anymore if you've been listening um, carefully. But yeah, everyone's you know trying to do good. Um, everyone is you know wanting to have a good time. Um, and definitely there needs to be a defense against people who hate on people who like prey on trans people, gay people, the LGBTQ community. But but spreading the Majoran paradigm is the best way to do that, and I'll tell you why. Because this paradigm is all good. It's. I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Uh, it represents, stands for, it makes you all good. It labels you as all good. It guides you to be all good. And if you're not a part of the steady hearts or the people who follow the Majoran paradigm or the paradigmers, then then you're outside of the community that's growing. That's all good, and eventually that'll be the minority. I truly believe. We just have to spread it and keep enjoying life. And you wear it on your sleeve as a patch. Boom! People know. People know. All right. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.